It is Tuesday, September the 2nd, 2025. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and the Kerr County Commissioners Court is now in session. This is a special meeting to have a public meeting on the budget. We do have public input, so if there's anyone that would like to address the court, this is an opportunity for you to do that. Is there? Okay.
Those are always clear.
Okay, there being none, we'll move on to Commissioners' comments. Any comments that anybody would like to share?
No, we're just still working hard trying to get a lot of things resolved on the cleanup and everything, and I'd like everybody to know that it's going really well. The crews that are out there working had to take off Sunday and Monday, I guess, because of the rain. They got stuck.
Yesterday for sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
got stuck out in the pit out there. But they're back at work today, got a good plan, and so keep them all in your prayers.
We couldn't imagine any better coordinations with our state partners in all of this. I mean, it's unbelievable. And both the contractors doing the debris cleanup, I mean, they bend over backwards to accommodate. If somebody says there's a problem, hey, can y'all get this picked up? It was missed, or somebody threw some stuff, more stuff out in the right of way or whatever, I can tell them, and boom, within usually 12 hours, it's gone. So, like I said, they're putting the best foot forward. And also, it's good to know that, Commissioner Jones and I probably had upwards 80, 90 meetings out there at the EOC since all this started. Seems like a year ago, but it's only been a couple months. But there's just a lot. We meet with so many acronyms, whether it be FEMA, TDM, TxDOT, and a half dozen more acronyms that from time to time, and it's a chess match to get to where we are right now, and it has huge impacts on the budget. I mean, without putting this burden from the flood on the backs of our taxpayers, it's because of a lot of the work that's done out at the EOC getting us to the point where we are. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
Okay. That's all I got, Judge.
Well, let me follow up on that. I can tell you that the number one cause for counties going bankrupt historically has been debris removal from disasters, because it's just that expensive. And we were about 2 or 3 days into this disaster when TDM reached out to us, to me and the rest of us, and informed us that the state would handle the county's portion of the debris cleanup. TxDOT handles the state roads, and we handle the county roads, and they're paying for our cleanup. And it is millions of dollars. And we would be in bankruptcy court in 6 months had they not done this.
Or we look at it from here on out.
Or we look at it forever. Sometimes they
Yep.
just don't clean it up.
All right.
If we'd cleaned it up, we couldn't afford it. Just put it that way. So we are grateful to our friends with the state. And to follow up on even more, TDM has been incredible. For those of you that don't know Nim Kidd, you need to get to know this guy. He's one of the most impressive leaders I have ever met in my life, and I'm an old guy, and I'm not easily impressed. But he impresses me. And he has been a tireless partner in this thing, keeping us informed of what we need to know and decisions that we need to make or need to be made. And then wise counsel to help us make the decisions. Something that I don't think the public does know is how this court has coordinated the Open Meetings Act during this disaster. Now, that falls on deaf ears. Everybody out there goes, who cares? What's the Open Meetings Act? It's no big deal, right? Well, it absolutely controls the rhythm and movement of this court, because once we talk to another commissioner, once I talk to Commissioner Harris, I can't talk to the others until we're in open court in a live meeting like this. Now think about how that hamstrings you. And in this case, we had 2 of our commissioners that were working with volunteer fire departments tirelessly, courageously. I can't thank them enough for their service to this county and the people of this county. But what you don't know is we had 2 other commissioners that were at the EOC almost, I think, every day One or both of you were there every day. And the importance of that is, I get these afternoon phone calls, or sometimes it's an early morning phone call, to tell me of issues that are going on at the EOC that I can't be there all the time. Because if I'm there, we're tapped out. Somebody's got to leave the room. Because you can have 3 of us at one time without posting for a public meeting. I know that sounds silly, but the way that we were able to choreograph this dance between, and that's what it was. It was like a 2-step. You know, you put 1 foot in, 1 foot out, kind of thing. I got reports every day from one or the other of these commissioners. And so you may not have known where they were. I knew where they were. You may not have known where I was. They knew where I was. And we were able to coordinate this recovery at an incredible rate
Right.
by all standards. So I wanted to give thanks to the commissioners and your contributions during this, and inform the public of the different roles that everybody played and how well we played them together. I also wanted to share with the public that I just got back from a 3-day conference in Austin. You know, you always have to be careful when you go to Austin because you never know what they're going to do. But it was a TAC convention. The Texas Association of Counties puts together an annual, but it's really a biannual because it's after every session of the legislature. They have a legislative update. And a number of people in this room were there. It had all elected officials from county judges, commissioners, elected officials, constables, JPs, the whole gambit of elected officials were there. And I can tell you that I was deeply moved by the support that we have statewide for this disaster. It's incredible. I can't tell you how many people came up and had supportive and affirming comments and affirmations. The state of Texas is behind us. I can tell you that. And I think it's important for the people to know that. And I learned that the governor is our friend. So, things, I have a meeting on Wednesday with the number 2 chief at Tatum, and I want the public to know it's probably about time they're going to pick up and leave it with us. And so that may be what's coming this week, I don't know. But you can see that the progress we're making, they gradually drift out and leave as we get farther and farther along on this recovery. So that's just a status report of basically how well we're doing after 2 months of hell. And the fog's beginning to lift a little bit. Everybody's has been a little shocked, right? Sometimes real shocked. My wife among one of them, dealing with these PTSD symptoms. But things are coming back. It's going to take us a while. Remember, when we talk about the disasters and how NIMKID says that there's 3 disasters in a disaster, the event, and then number 2 is the mental health. Well, that's the part that we're struggling through right now, and we're getting better. And I understand we had an outstanding turnout at Crider's.
Outstanding, huge turnout, as big as I've ever seen, and a lot of laughter, joking around, kids running around, part of the healing process. And it was a
dancing.
good turnout. Yeah, plenty of dancing.
So the good things in life are coming back. We're going to get there. It's just going to take a little bit more time. And so the recipe for success here is one step at a time, and we'll get there. So with that, let's move on to what we're here about, and this is a public meeting on the budget. And let me call the agenda item. It's 1.1, public hearing on proposed Kerr County budget for the fiscal year 2025-2026. So who wants to weigh in? Anyone from the public? The meeting is for you, the public. So we'll talk to ourselves about it then.
Right.
It's just a public hearing, Judge.
I know,
That's it.
but I understand it's just a public hearing. Do we need to talk?
Keep it simple, Kelly. That's good.
I think we actually vote on, this is the last required public meeting we have before we can take the vote. And the vote's gonna be
Right.
on September the 8th, next week.
So I guess we go to 1.2.
So, let's go to 1.2, which is, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve amendments to the Kerr County purchasing policy. Ms. Shelton?
Yes, we're amending it. The new law took effect yesterday that allowed our competitive bidding to not take place unless we're at 100,000. So it moved from 50,000 up to 100,000, and the purchasing policy was changed for that reason.
And you have no idea how cumbersome it was to have to put out for bid anything more than $50,000 in today's inflationary market, I'm telling you. So this was a welcome amendment.
Very
Make a
welcome.
motion to approve.
Got a motion
Second.
and a second? Any discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous. Anything else on this agenda? No? Being no further business, we are adjourned.
Short and sweet.